I'm Brian,
Hey, I'm Destiny Patterson.
and we are doing a video interview. We talked about it on the Facebook website, Facebook, and on the website, and on Twitter actually. And we asked you to ask Destiny questions to answer in the interview. The best question is going to win 3 limited edition white covered proof copies, original proof copies, of A Rose, Entombed, and Enraptured from the Eternal series. The second place will win a hard copy of Enraptured before you can read it or buy it. And third place will win an ebook copy of Enraptured. So, let's get started with some of these questions. First question. How do the characters' names come to you? Do you automatically know what name or what you're going to name them when you start writing, or does the name come to you as you write?
Some of them I already know, like Amara had to be it because of the meaning. Some of them I actually will spend over an hour looking for the right name. And then some of them are just common names because they're not majorly important characters in the story. And I don't feel like I need to spend all of that time doing it.
And it's the same with the Spirit series.
Oh, yes. Daylin took a little while to come up with because
Yeah.
it had to be, it didn't even really have to be perfect. I didn't need it to have a meaning like Amara it meant eternal, but I just wanted uncommon. I didn't want a common name. Blake is kind of common. Carson is not as common, and then if you notice, it's like Aaron, and then Evelyn, Blake, Carson, Daylin. So it's like A, B, C, D, E.
I never noticed that.
I did. I actually did that on purpose. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
know why, but I did it on purpose.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I do like Daylin though. It is a very, very unique name.
I do like it. Beautiful day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it means, and it's a very beautiful name. Let's see. Next question. Who is your favorite character from each series and why?
I'm not even going to struggle with that. It's not really even a struggle. Okay, so the Eternal series, I'd have to say Amara. She is my favorite because she's very strong and she's just a complete badass. And a lot of her characteristics, personality-wise, are either a little bit like me with her love for music and her love of singing, and then I wish that I could be that hardcore. That would
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
And with the Spirit series, I'd say Journey, definitely, because Journey is more like me in the sense of she's not comfortable around a lot of people. I'm not comfortable around a lot of people. I prefer to just kind of sit in the background and observe, unless I know you and then you really wish that I would shut up because I will drive you insane.
That's me knowing you. That's not always the case. I mean, like, I might be like, Destiny, back on topic, but
Same could be said for you, thank you.
yes, I know we both have bad ADD.
Severely.
Let's see. So, this is a question I actually asked. So I've known you for a little while now, and I've seen you with different mediums, drawing, scrapbooking, etc., and writing, of course. So when did you hone in on writing to be your personal choice?
I think that I've always spent more time writing above drawing or scrapbooking. To me, it's kind of easier to do. I'm so picky when it comes to drawing. I will erase something 30 times and then I just get aggravated and I'll just put it down and I won't do it for a while. But with writing, it's there. And so when I sit down to do it, I don't put much thought into it, except for like certain little things that tend to take up a large majority of time. But I don't know. I've always been big on writing poetry or songs, books that I've started and never completed. And then I was out of college for the summer and decided that I was going to write a book after I was completely addicted to the Twilight series. And then there was no more. And so I didn't do fan fiction. I didn't even know fan fiction existed. But I just decided that I was going to write a story for me, and that I just kept going with it.
So you mentioned something about books that you hadn't finished that you started writing before. Have you ever thought about finishing those?
Not really, because for one, I have no idea where they are. That was so long ago.
Yeah.
And in a way, I guess maybe one of the book ideas that I had when I was younger, and it's kind of carried on now. It's different, but Spirits, I started writing a ghost story when I was younger, so it didn't have anything to do with Journey or anything like that. But I don't know. I don't even remember what one of the other ones was about. It's just I just remember there were two, and one of them was that one. So
that's kind of cool, then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next question. So with Enraptured coming out, you have 4 books out, and I know there are more in the works. But in what ways have you seen your writing style or habits change between A Rose and now?
Well, obviously, I don't handwrite everything anymore. That's too much work to have to go back and then type it all up. So that's changed. Where I write at really hasn't changed. That is a habit I have. I sit outside and I write. My time has changed. I don't necessarily get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to write anymore. Now it's kind of like, okay, I have 5 seconds. The kids are occupied. Let me run outside and write for a few minutes, and I just kind of squeeze it in when I can. I don't think that there are as many grammatical errors. I think I've got a better feel for writing since A Rose. But I think my style is pretty much the same.
Yeah, I have reading. I don't think your style has changed very much. I think I have noticed me beta reading. I have noticed your grammar and everything has gotten better. I mean, a lot better. No offense to you.
Not an English major.
But no, your grammar has gotten a lot better, and I've just noticed there has been a difference. I don't know if the difference has actually come from you not writing on paper anymore or not, but I have noticed.
Yeah, I think it's easier. It's easier when I type it, and I was terrified to type it to begin with because paper and pen is all I've really ever known.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that I've ever done as far as when I write. So going from that to a computer, not that I couldn't type, but I could write much faster than I could type. And now I think sometimes I type faster than I can write, probably.
Really?
Yeah, it just flows so quickly now.
Let's see, I can write faster than I can type, but the question for me is, can I read what I write?
That's why I have beta readers. There's something wrong here. Where's 80? Where 80 is what?
Let's see. Next question. I don't want to spoil any of the books, but out of all the books you've written so far, which one had the hardest thing to write? And which scenes are the hardest type of scenes for you to write?
Okay, that one's easy. Sex scenes are the hardest. I'm not going to say they're the hardest because it's hard for me to write that, but it takes me the longest and it's the hardest because I just feel like I have to be very detailed with that. Maybe sometimes people are like, really good God, that's overkill, okay? I just don't really need to know that this hand gently caressed her arm or whatever. But I mean, I just want you to have a feel for it. When you're reading it, I want you to feel like it's happening to you, or maybe you're watching, whatever, your thing is. But let's see. Sad scenes, they're kind of hard for me to write. I don't know. I don't really know. That would be it.
Other than a full-time author, what would your dream job be?
Really? honestly.
I know at one point you talked about being a cosmetologist.
I mean, yeah, that would be a cool job to have, but I wouldn't say that would be my dream job. If I did it right, and I had to have another career, and it could be anything that I would want it to be, I think I would be a singer.
A singer?
Oh, hell yeah.
What, if anything, inspired or influenced or stimulated you for the erotic parts of your books?
Oh, let's see. Inspired me would probably be the one I would want to go with on this. So, it would have to be after reading certain books, they're not as naughty as I would like them to be. So I decided that I would just make it how I wanted it, and it's just have to express that part of myself. It's very dark in there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, sometimes you read a book and be like, damn, I thought it was building up to that, and then you're like, okay, you know what? I can
do that one.
I can do this.
That's how I am.
Alright, next question. So my daughter likes to write. What kind of advice can you give for aspiring writers to help them if they someday want to put out a book?
Well, let's see. Don't go in thinking that you're going to find a literary agent right off the bat, or you're going to find a publisher right off the bat. This has been a learning process for me, and I honestly had no idea that I could even self-publish.
Yes.
When I first started writing arose that it was just for my enjoyment, just because I liked to write, and I just thought, okay, I'll write it, and it'll sit on my bookshelf forever, and maybe, my friends will read it, and that'll be it. And then I had a friend say, this is good, why don't you publish? And I'm like, because it's a pain in the rear end to find a publisher. And she's like, no, publish it yourself. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And she said, you can do it on Kindle. There's a button at the bottom of the page, and you just click it, and it's like published with us. And so from there, it kind of is, you just go with it. Everything is pretty much self-explanatory once you find where you need to go. Like if you want physical copies, well, we searched forever the best way to do all of that, and then it ended up back at Amazon. CreateSpace, one of their, companies, that was the easiest and the cheapest way to go. You still have to buy your books, obviously, but it's so much cheaper. But I mean, if writing is your dream, just go for it. Do what you can, and then, dear God, maybe somewhere along the line you'll look up like I have with Brian. But you just get into it and do it. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want.
One thing I was happy about is CreateSpace will actually let you publish it straight to Amazon from CreateSpace. So
oh yeah,
you can do it all from right
together.
there.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
And any kind of ebooks like Smashwords.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more complicated. It feels like.
Better
Oh
errors.
dear God, Better, I hate you. I hate it. But I mean, if you can Google search, you can find a way to do it.
Yeah, a lot of looking around that I did trying to find where I could help you get your book published in hard copies was Google searching.
Yeah, I've done a lot of Google searching too. I'm sure you've done more Google searching than me.
Okay, and this is the last question. What kind of things can we expect from you in the future?
Oh, yay. So you can expect more spirits, of course, because even after the second book is basically darn near close to being done right now, I'm already third book in my head going on.
Yeah.
You'll see some more Eternal series, some returning characters and some new characters, and then you'll get to read a purely non-fantasy erotic book, and then I have another fantasy book that I'm going to do soon.
See, I've, being a beta reader, read some of your, stuff that you have coming up for Spirits 2, and I can't wait to read what you have in mind for Spirits 3. And I cannot wait to see where you go with the Eternal series after this, because I don't think anybody's going to see it coming.
I hope not. That's always my goal.
And I think that they're not going to see it coming until the very end, and then you're going to leave them on the note of what's going to happen. I mean, I really do think that with Enraptured, the end of Enraptured, and I have been reading some of your erotic book, and I have to say it is really good, and I can't wait to finish that. And your other thing that you're teasing, I cannot wait. I can't even wait till you start. that I think it's going to be interesting.
I can't wait to write it. It's been
you've been talking about it for a while.
The summer of last year, and I actually typed up a paragraph and said no more, because if I keep going, if I allow myself just another hour, it'll be like, okay, well, what was it then? Spirits, the first book of Spirits. I just finished it, and I was supposed to be getting back into Enraptured.
Yeah.
And if I had started on that, it would have been like Enraptured back on the, and I don't want to put Enraptured back on the back burner. I wanted to hurry up and get it done so that I know people were waiting on it, and I don't like to have people waiting. So it'll be coming soon, though. it'll be there.
I think you've gotten faster at your books too. Like, it doesn't feel like you've taken anything away. I just think you actually typing it instead of writing it and then typing it has tremendously increased your output speed.
It really has, because now as soon as I say, look, here's the last page of Spirits 2, that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
And same with the erotic book. It's just I was so stupid to write everything down to begin with. Dumb.
But it did make it, I don't know, it might be easier now too, because I was about to say it might have been easier to let, me beta read, but then thinking about it, I think it's easier now.
No, typing, then it's just exactly, Brian, check your email.
Yeah.
Spirits 2 or the dirty is in there.
Okay, so now it's time to announce the winners. So, first place goes to, drumroll please.
I don't have anything to do with it.
Lori. Lori won first place. She's going to be winning the 3 proof limited edition white cover copies of the Eternal series thus far.
Yes, thus far.
And second place winner goes to Chris. She will be winning the copy of Enraptured before it comes out. And then third place, we had a tie. The tie was between Brittany and Donna, which happens to be my mom.
And my sister.
So, they'll be winning an ebook copy of Enraptured. And is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Take me away.
Well, thank you for watching, and
Thanks.
I hope you enjoyed.